Thank you very much, gentlemen, and welcome to the LEC postgame lobby after week 3 of the Spring Split. I'm QuickShot, joined by Frost Gurin, and Jez's from Misfits will be joining us in just a moment or two. Now, of course, we have to break down the week. We have to break down that very exciting game. And Frosco, it felt to me like Misfits were back to their week 1 form, and it felt like they had something to prove today against Fnatic.
Super clean performance. I love the draft out of Misfits, but the big thing that I really want to hit on first is that they changed up the play style, how it was working for them. They've tried it. I think they've had 2 runs of trying to play through a different lane that wasn't the bottom lane, and this time it paid off, paying through Soaz on that Urgot.
Holy moly, did it pay off. Soaz killed every single member of Fnatic except Broxah. I'm going to read more into that than I need to, but he popped off. He got the solo kill onto Bwipo earlier. His Urgot was insane. Feathervin's LeBlanc was insane. I mean, every single member of Misfits stepped up. I'm
going to say it. I felt like it was a big whoopsie from Fnatic's draft. That said, huge credit to Maxlore. So the thing is when you have an Urgot into a Sion matchup and when you have a LeBlanc into a Kassadin, you're already going to abuse that. So all you need to do is make sure that they don't get ganked and they can continue to be forward in their lanes. The fact that Maxlore created vertical jungling by taking away the red buff by denying Broxah's jungle meant that there was no reason for Broxah to ever go to the top side of the map, allowing Soaz and Febby to continuously punish their lanes.
Yeah, he created all of the space necessary. Now, Frosco, hold that thought for just a moment. I would like to invite Jez's to join us on PGL.
Look at Fly.
Congratulations. A little bit of a spring in your step there. After the loss yesterday, got to be pretty happy after the win today. What do you think of the team?
I mean, I was just really happy. We had a big talk today about yesterday. We just kind of wanted to just, get it out of our system.
Reset your mental. I've heard that before.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, everyone were obviously really frustrated. Also because I don't think necessarily like we played bad, but it's just more like the fashion that we lost in. Like we were just not proactive at all, and we didn't really utilize the strength of our champions. And we just wanted to remove that bad part, the negative part, today, and just go ham, basically, and just like everyone just stepping up and being the carry.
I love the phrase that you're using in the strength of your champions. When we got the chance to talk to Paul and Maxlore on Euphoria, they talked about this idea of limit League of Legends. So playing to your champion's maximum capability. Is that just something that you guys as like a mentality are just taking to Misfits and saying, we're going to push the envelope?
I mean, I don't know if it's specific to us. I think a lot of teams, especially in Europe, are doing this. I mean, also in China and maybe now Korea as well, are like starting to play a lot more to the limits and less to the book.
Yep.
So yeah, like I said yesterday, we were just really trying to play like good team macro, like the paper macro, and we weren't really pushing our limits and like really doing what it took to win the game. We were just kind of sitting back and waiting for late game pretty much, and none of us wanted to do that. Like none of us wanted to just sit back and scale. So we just had, yeah, like I said, we had a big talk, and just like today, it showed like everyone just went ham,
There's a really famous saying says that, play the crazy play every single time, because if you keep doing it, eventually it's no longer crazy, it's just the standard, and that's what it feels like when I watch Misfits.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a guy that told me that at least in the past, it was really scary to play against very aggressive poker players, and the reason is that like you don't really know what to expect, and you don't really because the guy's just always aggressive. You don't really know if he has a plan.
You don't know if he's bluffing or what is...
Yeah, pretty much. So I think it's the same in League of Legends. It's like if you're just playing, or like you're playing slow and playing by the book, like you're so easy to read and it's so easy for enemy to breathe, basically. But if you're always aggressive and always playing, like making the proactive play, then your opponent is like, they don't actually know what you're going to do. Like you have so many options, and yeah, just playing by limits.
Jez, you talked a lot about making the proactive play, being forward-thinking. You can see in the plays right now, this is just a replay of today's game. There was a lot of discussion coming into this week about whether or not Misfits could play around any other lane. Yesterday, those questions were not answered. Today, I think they were, pretty big statement. I mean, what's your take on this, as the coach, and as I'm sure you've seen a lot of the public question marks around, if it's not Hansama, can Misfits win?
So, I mean, obviously it showed today, like Paul and Febby, they're both smurfing really hard, but...
That's one way to put it.
I mean, no, yesterday, I think yesterday was a really bad showing of what they're capable of, because, and like I said on social media as well, like a lot of it was on me, because I didn't come in fully prepared, and obviously just like a lot of players that need to like practice really hard in order to be really confident and feel really comfortable for game day. It's the exact same thing. Like I didn't come in prepared enough and didn't make the guys feel hyped enough or get them in the zone. So, you know, a lot of individuals on the team yesterday weren't in the zone, and yeah, just everything felt really uncomfortable.
And I do have a question for you, Justice, and you don't have to reveal if you don't want to, but I'm curious how much Pumandu has kind of a say in the drafts, or who the strong voices are and when you guys are assembling your compositions. Because frankly, I've seen a lot of Misfits comps now. I really love them. I love the creativity in them. So is it you that I need to praise? Is it Pumandu that I need to go find?
So we have an interesting dynamic. I mean, I would say when it comes to drafting, I think a lot of it is on enabling the players and making sure that all the players feel very comfortable, and not necessarily just always picking like the best on paper champions and drafting the best way on paper, but drafting the best way for your team and your players. And that's like my biggest belief and my philosophy basically when it comes to drafting. As to who sort of creates the draft, I'd say all of us do. Obviously, I have final say for the most part. But like I said, I just listen to my players and they listen to me, and Mandu also just brings in his experience in terms of like the Korean way of drafting, which is just more, you know, conservative in a way. He just has more of a conservative approach, and we kind of just mix all of it together. And
I like that, though. Like a conservative approach on one side, maybe an all-in approach on the other. You meet in the middle, right?
Exactly.
Listen, you talked a lot about the players. I just have to announce the Kia player of the game. It will be no surprise to anybody that Soaz ends up picking it up. He got 78% of the votes. We saw that hype video, match of the day, obviously Soaz versus Bwipo. Soaz goes out blunt. Don't really care too much about Bwipo. This is about me against Fnatic and the management. What does this win mean to Paul and to Soaz, you know, and also to win in the manner that you did? You know, what'll he take away from this?
I mean, I can't speak for Soaz, obviously, but I'm sure he's super happy to beat Fnatic, his old team. So am I, of course. But I think just more so the fact that the fashion that we lost yesterday, like everyone were so hyped and so almost angry at themselves that we've really just needed to come out here and like set a statement and just go ham basically, and I mean, doing it against Fnatic is even better. I mean, these guys were they drafted like a really slow draft, and just wanted to sit back and allow us to make that statement pretty much. So it was even easier that way.
Well, congratulations. I do have to move us along to take a look at the Kia Player of the Game leaderboard. This is, of course, collected by all the votes that you guys at home are voting for on Twitter. Now, it is important to note that in the event of tied scores, the player that has received the highest percentage of votes will come out on top. So that's how we have our ranking of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, of course, with Soaz picking up yet another PogChamp, he's sitting in 4th. Froskuren, when you look at this top board, leaderboard, well, what do you think?
I mean, the big thing that stands out to me is Selfmade. You know, SK, comparatively to the players surrounding him, SK are sitting much lower on the standings, so it just kind of speaks to how important Selfmade is to SK's success. The fact that every time they win, he's the guy who's getting it, and it puts him in that placement. Yeah,
I'd say Selfmade is not just like any other rookie jungler, I'd say. Like,
so good.
Yeah, like when we played against him, obviously I looked through his games and I was sort of expecting, you know, this, just because I've seen a lot of like rookie junglers just come in and pass and just smurf the early weeks and just be really aggressive and just have like really in the zone games. But when I watch this guy play, he's actually playing really smart, and he's just overall a good jungler. Like, I don't even think it's just rookie aggression or...
He's just good.
He's just actually good.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you go back and watch the Mad Lions, like, normally in those type of leagues, it's so differential. Like, the team with the better mechanics will just win. But how Mad Lions were winning was through their macro play. I had heard that Falco, the previous support, was the shot caller. So I had huge...
concerns, fears.
Questions about who would be the shot caller for SK, because they took 3 of the 5 members but didn't take the shot caller. And it feels like Selfmade perfectly fine.
Yeah, and of course, it's pretty easy to understand. Jizuke, upset. You know, Caps sitting at...
Always seen them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm almost bored of talking about them, so I'm going to move us along. This week, obviously, we've seen Europe's best battling it out on the Rift. We've seen some of the most explosive highlights of the Spring Split yet, so we're going to take a look at some of them in our Alienware Big Plays. First up is for all you junglers out there, this is a note. Don't listen to some of the others. Summoner Spellbook might be coming for your job. It's already doing better than most LEC junglers. Check out the clip.
Memento, is this the turn? Are they going to be able to take this one?
That's a yes.
Payback! Coming out. XL might be dead. 8,000 on the Baron. Misfits, such a good call after losing the team fight. Here comes Smile. Expect them as well with the smite. Gets it, he kills it! Oh my god! Expect he gets the kill off the back of it as well! They get two! Holy hell, XL, that was good!
I will this. I will smite. I will support through. I don't think I can do this. They do it quite fast, but it's okay. We have to walk in and fight. We have to fight. Yeah. Whoa! Nice.
So, watching that second clip, Jesus, we can say you probably did not expect that to happen. How does that feel?
I mean, in the moment, I was the whole game. I was really ready to cry just watching the entire game. But when that happened, especially the Baron steal, like, I was just, I just wanted to break down and just get a pillow or something, go take a shower or something, because I had to cry, like, yeah.
That's it, just drop the mic, walk away.
I like how it was crying in the shower. It wasn't just like, I have to take a shower because it's dirty. It's like, no, I need like a tub of ice cream. I'm sitting on the floor of the shower, it's pouring down.
I brought my ice cream to set earlier today. I can relate. Listen, we do have a couple more to get through, though. The junglers in the LEC, they aren't completely gone, because Vitality's Mowgli, he showed that he gave Origin a Dragon's Rage to remember.
Have the vision control at the Baron. Will they just go
they're just starting it. All right, well, Cold's ultimate is down. Patrick's ultimate is down. Ooh. Sorry, that was a weird noise. Face check.
Jumped on, flashes away. Black Shield keeps him safe. Mowgli! That's why you bring him into your team. The three-man kick catches Origin off guard, and Vitality come out massive in the fight, all off the back of Mowgli.
Oh my word! Mowgli just smashed Mithy in the face.
They have don't start it. They will come. They will come.
No, they will come. I will go behind.
No, we want to engage. Look at Seju. Look at Seju. Look at Seju. Seju. Go Malza. Go Malza.
Kick.
Go Morgana. She's dead. Go Malza. TP.
Go.
Is that Cabo?
Trevor, you're throwing a lot of shade at Jesus. Wasn't that just your boys that just got kicked in the face?
I don't need that, okay? I don't need that. Deficio's broken my heart already. I don't need you piling on the hate as well. Finally, the last clip here. Fnatic's AD carry Reckless secured the first pentakill of the LEC Spring Split. This is the 7th of his career, and he might have gotten off to a slow start. It feels painful after the loss we've just seen, but the Swedish superstar's killer instinct was alive yesterday.
Nemesis constantly zoning away what did, constantly dissuading him from looking for the engagement.
Cross-going, this could be the last dance. Prophet finding a good engage. Reckless locked up. Woodine buying a little bit more time, but he's just instantly deleted. Proxy bringing multiple members back. Prophet trying to find anything. Sekup's in the middle of the team, but he's just going to get taken out. Triple for Reckless. He wants a little bit more. Can he get anything else in the exchange? The Quadra. I cannot believe it. The pentakill for Reckless. He is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Going on All-Star?
I got Vayne.
Wait. Yasu. Penta. This is Penta. Yeah, I'm giving you it.
You know, it's always great to see a pentakill happen. It just feels a bit odd after Jesus and Misfits just obliterate Fnatic. So, thanks for making my life more difficult. Let's take a look at the standings really quickly after 3 weeks of gameplay. Obviously sitting at the top, G2 and Esports 6-0, Schalke Vitality 5-1, Misfits in a class of their own 4-2. Jesus, is this how you anticipated the leaderboard to go? Let's remove Misfits being in 4th for the time being. But, in terms of power rankings and how the teams shape up.
So I expected Origin to be much higher. Otherwise, I'd say maybe Origin higher, XL lower, and SK higher up as well. But I expected a slow start for Fnatic and Rogue and XL.
Now, what about in terms of when we should really expect to have a good feel for teams' power levels? Casters obviously make some bold statements in weeks 1 and 2 with very limited stage games. It is for the fun and the entertainment factor, of course, but in your mind, you have a lot of experience playing, a lot of experience coaching. When is the real time that we can look at this leaderboard and say, right, this is indicative of the real strength of EU teams?
So I'd say for rosters that have stayed the same pretty much, I'd say you can start judging them, week 3, 4, 5, so like Fnatic, for example. But I think for new rosters, you can't tell at all until potentially playoffs or even after playoffs. So, yeah.
Okay, so it needs a long time. All right, let's take a look forward to next week. LEC will be returning. It'll be week 4. Battle at the top of the table will continue to intensify. We've got some insanely exciting games. Misfits play against Schalke and then Splice, the 2 teams sitting around them on the table. We have G2 taking on Vitality. I mean, Jez, what games are you looking at, let's say, outside of your own as some of the most interesting?
I'd say SK Splice is a good one. And then Vitality G2, outside of ours.
What specifically will we be watching in those games? You know, what players or what gameplay mechanics do you want to see?
I mean, in the Vitality G2 game, I'm really interested to see just what's going to happen, because I don't even know, like, first of all, draft is just going to be a mess, both sides, I'd say. But gameplay-wise, I expect there to be a lot of kills. For the SK versus Splice, I think they're just both really good teams. So this should be a good game.
I'm going to steal a page out of Frostgren's book. She did this to Attila yesterday. I'm going to do this to you today. Jez, run down the list. Who wins each game? Just the team winner.
I have to say Misfits. Then I'd say Splice. I'd say Origin. Excel. G2.
Oh, okay. Excellent, G2. Those are the 2 I want to quote you on next week. Jesus, thank you so much. I wish we had more time to chat. We don't today. We will next time. Be sure to stick around for the LCS countdown, which is starting right now, right here on twitch.tv/Riot Games. After the show from LA, you can check out our rebroadcast, and please, please, please do it. We had some extremely exciting games today. Thank you very much, Jesus. Thank you very much, Frostgren. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Good night from us here in Berlin. We will be back next Friday to kick off week 4 of the LEC Spring Split. We'll see you then. Woo! 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 Jill, don't
G2 on the top side of the map, and he jumps straight onto Xerxes. Holy moly, that's a lot of damage, but the World Ender comes out just in time. Not going to get too much regeneration from that, but it does land the shock blast. Humanoid very, very low. There's the shield onto him, but a great stun. The knockup, Mickey had a perfect Phantom Undertow. Chachi tries to flash the wall, but he goes face plants into it, and G2 just wake off Spikes from the map. They force XL back towards their fountain, and with their 4th win in a row, Schalke solidify themselves at the top of the... I'm going to do it again, though. Their 4th win in a row. Schalke solidify themselves at the top of the LEC. And here's the fight. You talked about something. The fight starts. Pyramid pops the World Ender. Goes into the Resurrection. Fate's Call pulls him back. Nukeduck not close enough. Another miss on the Glacial Prison. They catch out Crown Shot. He's going to flash and jump away. Selfmade zoning out Nukeduck towards the top side of this. Uncle Trespass on Crown Shot. That's 1 down. Selfmade caught off by Minty on the backline. Baron down to 1,000. Selfmade flashes in, but Callista gets it. And that's already 1 down. Origin have lost a man. They've got 2, though. And this is just clean up crew for Patrick. That's 2 kills for him. There's the triple. And finally, Origin will get their 2nd win in the LEC.
I can end the game if you stop them.
They can
I got TP.
I'm stopping them. I'm tipping. Keep stopping. Stop Sion!
Come on, guys.
Misfits find the Baron. Nemesis trying to make his way to safety, but the disdain coming out. The double kill dropping for Urgot. Featherman falling over the wall. Immediately kills Hylissang. Misfits are going to take down Fnatic in our match of the day, killing Reckless in his own fountain to close it out.